Robert Q. Lewis, Vera Miles, Charlie Miller, Abby Goldman, and Jim Beckett, all in the Hollywood Squares. Brought to you by Now, here's the master of the Hollywood Squares, Burt Parks.
And I want you to meet two of our fine contestants here. This is Pam Bennett, and honestly, it seems that I saw you on the runway at Atlantic City. Huh?
Well, you almost did. I was first runner-up to Miss California.
Were you really? Well, I hope maybe next time. Nice to see you. I want you to meet John Strong. Hello, John.
Hi,
Strong.
Pam. Hello, Bert. How are you?
John Strong. What do you do, John?
I'm the manager of a carpet company.
Good for you, boy, and I want to tell you a little bit about our game. I think you'll be fascinated. The object of this game is to get 3 stars in a row, either across, up and down, or diagonally. Now, when it's your turn, you decide your strategy and you pick a star, then we ask the star a question. Now, you must listen to that answer and tell us whether it's right or wrong. Now, if you're correct, you get the square. But if you miss, your opponent gets the square unless it gives him the game. In other words, you must earn the winning square yourself. The star will always try to give the right answer, but if they don't know it, they'll try and fool you, so watch out. Each game is worth $250, and the first player to win 2 games wins the match and remains on the show. Circle. You will be circled from now on, Pam. I want you to look at our board up here. There are our stars, and pick a star.
I'll start with Maury Amsterdam.
Maury Amsterdam. There he is in the upper right-hand corner. Maury, your question is this. A recent biography of Napoleon says that before he went into battle, he always had his horse sprayed. Did he use an insect repellent, perfume, or Napoleon brandy? What did you say?
I would say that he rubbed his horse down or had him sprayed with Napoleon brandy.
Well, is that answer right or is it wrong?
Right.
I am sorry, it is wrong. Mr. X gets the script.
The book I read, it said that he sprayed him with brandy and drank the insecticide. That's why whenever he stood with his hand in his coat, he had heartburn. He was holding his stomach.
Stop. And here's Mr. X now. Take a look at the board. Pick a star, please. That's a good star.
Yeah. Abby Dalton.
Abby Dalton. All right, there's Abby Dalton. Second row and first one, the second row. Abby, your question is this. Which of these women was never married to Mickey Rooney? Martha Vickers, Ava Gardner, or Jean Crane? Which one was never married to Mickey Rooney?
Process of elimination,
Yeah.
because there were so many.
Yeah.
But I think Jean Crane was not.
Is that answer right or is it wrong?
That answer's right.
It is right, and Mr. X gets a square.
Really, the only safe one is Marjorie Maid.
Certainly, you're not representing at the moment, but maybe you will this time. Pick a star.
I picked Vera Miles.
Vera Miles, the beautiful Vera Miles, bottom row right in the center. Vera, my dear, here's your question. A male rabbit is called a buck, and a female rabbit is called a doe. What is the proper name of a baby rabbit?
Isn't that funny that you would ask that? I happen to be somewhat of a gourmet on rabbits, and a baby rabbit...
You're a gourmet on rabbits?
On rabbits, yes. A baby rabbit is called a whiffin-poo.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
A whiffin-poo.
A whiffin-poo. Uh-huh. All right, Miss Circle, do you say that answer is right or wrong, that a baby rabbit is called a whiffin-poo?
I think she's right.
You think she's right? I'm sorry, she's wrong. Your opponent, Mr. X, gets the square. A baby rabbit is called a bunny. All right. Did you know that, Charlie? Did you?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them at the Playboy Club.
Things you learn on this show. All right, let's go to Mr. X. Look carefully here, Mr. X. Pick your strategy by picking the right star.
I want to pick Charlie Weaver.
All right, Charlie Weaver, first row, bottom left. Here you are, Charlie, my boy. This is a question about age. Who is older, Dean Martin or Joey Bishop? Dean Martin or Joey Bishop?
I know that Dean Martin drinks whiskey that's older than Joey Bishop. I think that Joey Bishop is older than Dean Martin.
I see. Now, I ask you, Mr. X, is that answer right or wrong?
I think he's right.
You say that Joey Bishop is, oh, I am sorry, the answer is wrong. Your opponent, Miss Circle, gets the square. Dean Martin is older. I hate to say his ages, but he's 48 to Joey Bishop's 47.
You know, Bert, you know, 20th Century was going to do a story on the life of Dean Martin, but they couldn't get a liquor license. Anything you want to know, just ask me.
I will. Charlie, I want to ask you about this subject at all. It has to do with drinking. I wouldn't mention it.
What?
I'll ask you later.
I still more than those guys.
Here it is, Miss Circle. All right, Miss Circle, you're represented by one. Let's see now what your strategy will be. Which star do you pick?
Robert Q.
Robert Q. Lewis, here is your question. It is spelling, your favorite subject.
Oh, boy.
Spell the word surveillance. Surveillance.
Surveillance.
Yes.
S-U-R.
Yes.
V-E-I-L-L-A-N-C-E.
I ask you now, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Surveillance?
Surveillance. Surveillance, yes.
I think he's wrong.
I am sorry, he is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, gets that square. All right, very good there, Robert. Very good.
I've been surveilling for years.
All right, now, Mr. X, take a good look at that board. Your strategy will be interesting for us. Find out now which star do you pick.
I'll take Giselle McKenzie.
Giselle McKenzie. All right, Giselle McKenzie, my dear. As we see, you're trying to get a vertical run. Maury Amsterdam to Giselle McKenzie to Robert Kuhler, straight run vertically. All right, the question is, the famous painter and sculptor Michelangelo had a last name. Was it Buonarroti, Mamarati, or Paparotti?
Say that first one again.
Buonarroti. B-U-O-N-A-R-R-O-T-I.
Well, of course, anybody who knows anything about Michelangelo knows that it's Mamarati.
It was Mamarati. And I ask you now, Mr. X, for the game, is that answer right or wrong?
That's got to be wrong.
It is wrong, and you win the game. All right, now let's see. That gives you the first game in our match there, John, my boy, $250. And I would like to remind our viewers that, of course, in every match, it's best 2 out of 3. So our lovely potential Miss America over here has a very good chance of winning. So we're going to start again, and this time we will start with Miss Circle. Pick a star off the board, please.
Wally Cox.
Wally Cox in the upper left-hand. How are you, Wally? You haven't had a chance to even say hello.
There you go, Batman.
Wally, here is your question. Think about the scientific reason behind this and answer the question. Is it true or false that chickens who live near airports lay more eggs than chickens who live near railroad tracks?
I don't see anything to laugh about. Seems a rather obvious question.
I would just like an obvious answer, Wally.
Of course. Chickens who live near airports lay more eggs than the railroad chicks because they are much more nervous.
I'm trying to unscramble this. So I made a
The
bad joke.
answer is yes, I believe.
Yes. Are you saying then the chickens who live near airports lay more eggs?
Quite so.
All right. Now I ask you, Miss Circle, is that answer right or is it wrong?
It's wrong.
You say it is wrong. I am sorry, it is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, gets the square. They say, did you believe that, since you seem to be an authority on chickens and eggs, the sonic booms stimulate chickens to lay? Very close to what you said, Wally. Is that what you said?
You seem surprised.
I'm never surprised at you, my dear boy. Never. All right, let's go back now to Mr. X. It's your turn. Look at that board. Pick a star.
I think I'll take Vera Miles.
Vera Miles. All right. First row center. Vera Miles. My dear, this one is about fat people. Certainly doesn't concern you. Generally speaking, though, do fat babies become fat adults? Yes or no?
Well, I was talking to Charlie Weaver just before the show started, and as a matter of fact, no, it's not so. Charlie was very thin baby.
I see. So you say that fat babies do not necessarily become ordinarily fat adults.
Right.
You say that answer is right or wrong, sir?
I say it's right.
You say it's right. I'm sorry, it is wrong, and your opponent in the circle gets a square. Yes, according to the best medical information. All right. Now let's look at... Yes, Charlie.
Never trust
I'm
him.
sorry, Charlie, what?
I was just going to say that in the case of elephants, yes.
Now, this circle. Take a look at that board now. The stars are there. Which one do you pick?
Giselle McKinsey.
Giselle McKenzie. All right, on the second row, extreme right. Giselle, here is your question. The name of the Russian prince, Felix Yusupov, is in the news these days. He's noted for something he did in Russia 50 years ago. What did he do?
Well, he's certainly not the man who invented vodka, because vodka was invented then. He's the one who finally put the finger on Rasputin.
You say that he is the one that killed Rasputin. I see. Now, I ask you, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Right.
It is right, and Miss Circle gets the square. All right, let's go to Mr. X this time. Take a look at the board now. Circle is up there for 2, and you're up for 1. Which way do you want to move?
This has got me pretty well blocked. I'll take Maury Amsterdam.
All right, Maury Amsterdam, the upper right-hand corner. You're trying to make a run here, as we can see, from Wally Cox to Rosemarie to Maury Amsterdam. So, Maury, here's your question. Which of these 3 does a camel store in its hump? Water, fat, or a form of yogurt?
Boy, did you ask the wrong guy. Ready for a surprise?
Yes.
Fat.
You say fat. I asked you, Mr. X, is Maury Amsterdam right or wrong?
I think he's right.
He is right, and you get the square, Mr. X.
Where does he keep the water?
Where does he keep the water?
Under the fat.
Double fat. How did you know so much about camels, Maury?
Well, I can even understand camels when they talk. I heard 2 camels talking one day, and one says to the other, I don't care what anybody says, I'm thirsty.
I'll settle for that. Good circle. Take a look at our board now. And we see an obvious move for you. Let's see if you can see it. Which star do you pick?
Rosemarie.
Rosemarie, you're trying to block that move from Wally Cox to Rosemarie to Maury Amsterdam on a straight sweep across. All right, Rosemarie, dear, here's your question. Carrot for carrot, which is the most valuable gem now on the market? Oh, wait, no. The most valuable gem on the market, is it an emerald, a diamond, or a ruby? Which is the most valuable?
At today's market?
Yes.
Which market? No, I happen to know quite a bit about stonework. The ruby, I believe, is
You say that it's the ruby. I ask you now, Miss Circle.
more carat per carat.
All right. Now, if you answer this correctly, you successfully block your opponent. Tell me, is that answer right or wrong, that ruby, carat by carat, is the most valuable?
I think she's right.
She is right, and Miss Circle gets the square. All right, now, you have to go another way, Mr. X, so plan your new strategy and pick a star.
I've got to go to Jim Backus.
Of course. Jim, he's right in the center. There he is. The category is Mother Goose, Jim Backus. How did Georgie Porgy make the girls cry? Did he eat their curds and whey, steal their blueberry tarts, or did he kiss them?
He kissed them.
All right. I ask you now, Mr. X, is that answer right or wrong?
I agree with him.
It is right, and Mr. X gets... Jim, I would ask you, Now, see if you can go back. Can you remember that whole rhyme, Georgie Boy? Can you remember it?
Georgie Boy put the pie, kissed the girls, and made them cry when they came out to play. He ran and chased them. I went to Hollywood and changed his name to Georgie
Please look up at our board now. We have a very, very unusual situation. Let's see if you can figure out a strategy for yourself. Which star do you pick? Oh, which one is that? Yes?
Robert Q.
Robert Q. Lewis. All right, that's on the first row, the right-hand corner. Robert Q. Lewis, I ask you this question. Who has won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood? Who has won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood?
Oh, boy. Couldn't that have been a Georgie Porgy question? Wait a minute now.
Won more Oscars than any other person in Hollywood.
Yeah. I was going to say Betty Davis, but it could not be an actor or actress. It would have to be a producer.
I would like you to say what you...
All right, Walt Disney.
You say Walt Disney, and I ask you now, Miss Circle, is that answer right or wrong?
Wrong.
I'm sorry, he is right. And your opponent, Mr. X, would have gotten the square, but that would have ended the game. So he did not get the square in this case. Okay, now, you have an obvious move to make here, Mr. X. I think I know where you're going. Tell us all.
I got to go to Charlie Weaver.
You're going to Charlie Weaver?
Yeah, Maury Amsterdam, Jim Backus, and Charlie Weaver.
Oh, I see. You're going that way. You couldn't... Well, we won't even talk about that. You're going to Charlie Weaver, first row, bottom. Here we go. What president kept a herd of sheep on the White House lawn?
Wait a minute.
I was going to say kept a hero of sheep. Good luck with that. What president kept a herd of sheep on the White House lawn?
Well, now, being a student of history and civil wars and things like that, I happen to know that question. It was Thomas Jefferson who kept the sheep on his lawn.
Thank you very much.
Tell you later why.
Yes, sir. Now, I want you to watch very carefully here, because if you answer this question correctly, you will win this game, you will win this match, you will win $500. Do you say that Charlie Weaver's answer was right or wrong, that Thomas Jefferson kept sheep on the White House lawn?
Wrong.
Wrong it is, and Mr. X wins the game! I would explain to you, my friends, that the president who kept sheep on the lawn was Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, that's the fellow I meant.
That was his cabinet.
Yes, his cabinet. All right, now we have a winner here, and I want to say to our friend to my right, my beautiful friend to our right, who unfortunately did not get on the board, but is going to receive $50 from us. We're going to be just broken up to see you go. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. We'll be back, my friends, after this break.